What up, world? How you doing today? It's your boy D Loops, aka Do It All Loops, here with my boy
Artificial AV. Was good.
Motivate Mariners on the way. We are the creators of the Stu Beat Showcase, and we bring to you the Beat Club podcast, where producers are heard, the best place to hear new beat makers from around the globe. Here we keep it real about the music and cut to the facts with the help of special guests and listeners worldwide. If you wish to join our Beat Club podcast community, follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Beat Club Podcast, and join our private producer group on Facebook by searching the Stu:*Beat Club. Artificial AV, what's poppin', man? It's been forever.
Yeah, man. We haven't been here in like 2 weeks?
Yeah,
almost.
It's been quite some time, man.
That feels weird. Almost feels like we should never take a podcast off ever. I feel like a newbie right now.
Yeah, kinda.
It's weird.
I feel like I'm gonna like the first day on the job, and you might fuck up a little bit, but yeah, that's how I feel. But I think we'll be all right, man. We've only been doing it for like 86 episodes, so I think we're all right.
Pretty damn long, man.
How's everything else with you though?
I'm cool. I got a little bit of energy, so I can't complain. Just a little bit though.
Just a little bit. Well, hopefully you have enough energy to lift your beer and drink it like so.
Yeah. Hold up, that's a Nintendo hoodie?
Yeah, fam.
That's fire. I need that.
Thank you, fam. Target.
I need that.
I tell everybody where I get my shit from. Fuck it. Target, man. $18 while you can get it right now. I seen it. I made sure I could fit it, and I was like, let's go.
Dope.
My son was like, well, that's Nintendo, right? I was like, yeah. I was like, but you don't know about the 64 though.
Nah.
64 wasn't that the first game to really introduce 4 players playing out all at once?
Yeah.
Nintendo innovative, fam.
That's why it's my favorite system.
Dimitri, you played Nintendo 64 when you were younger?
Yeah, it was my first game system.
What game did you give people the smackdown in? Like, what was your shit?
Either Mario 64 or what was the other one? Super Smash Brothers.
Who was your character, sir?
Pikachu.
You said who?
Pikachu.
Oh, yeah, I
Pikachu.
can't hear out the headphones.
Oh, that's cool.
Pikachu was fire, though.
Yeah, Link was my guy. I give anybody the ass whooping with Link. Easy. Or Mario Kart. That was my joint. I never played Mario Tennis, so I don't.
I'll kill anybody in Mario Tennis.
Yeah.
I put money on it.
He constantly says this, and I've never played Mario Tennis.
Hey, I'll get Mario Tennis in studio. We'll see.
Let's do it.
You know what? We can do Mario Tennis, and if you can get GoldenEye. Any of you guys got GoldenEye?
Nah, I didn't get it yet.
All right, because you ever play GoldenEye?
Yeah.
Man, don't want the smoke, fam. That's still like one of the best multiplayer shooters.
Better than Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Shots fired.
That's what it is, man. Anything else you want to share with the people, bro? Are you good?
Nah, I think it's been a while, so they had some beats. I haven't really been listening to beats, but I have listened to new albums, though.
Oh, really?
Like Usher's joint with Zaytoven.
A whole joint with Zaytoven?
Listen, a whole.
I gotta get put.
You already know.
Say that for another show. All right.
Your face says it all.
Yeah. I was like, okay.
A whole joint with Zaytoven.
I love those type of collabs. I think those are awesome, especially when they're the whole album. I'm gonna have to check that out now. Is it worth checking out? Just tell me before I don't want to waste my time.
Nah, you gotta listen. I'm not gonna sit here and you gotta listen.
All right.
You have to.
All right. Well, speaking of listening, man, some good news for some announcements. The audience for our beats just got a little bit bigger, man. The Beat Club podcast is happy to announce that we're now available on Stitcher, TuneIn, Google Play, and Spotify. Air horn for that motherfucker.
I feel like there's a couple more.
Oh, there's a hell of a lot more. Google Podcasts. They're all out there. Basically, Google us and you'll find us. But we are now on Spotify, which then means that these beats that you send in will be heard by more and more people. That is the goal of this whole Beat Club podcast culture. So be correct with sending your beats in, because if they're trash, that means more people in the world will hear your trash ass beat. But I'm very, very happy about that. That was something we've been wanting for quite some time, and now we just made our platform a little bit bigger, man. So we just want to put on for you guys and you gals that make beats and make dope shit. So thank you. Just keep on submitting and make sure that you stream us on those networks. We'll put a blast up there as well on like Instagram and Twitter, just so you guys know exactly what to look up. But we are out there. We're making moves. Let's get it. Outside of that, man, we weren't here last week because of a very special event that we put on called the Stu Beat Showcase. So last Sunday was pretty eventful. It was pretty surprising as well. Shout out to our performances, man. We had Red Shades, Ocho. We also had some live painting by Dash, who did a phenomenal job. We raffled off that piece at the end of the show. But I gotta say this, I was very impressed with our 2 winners.
Yeah, and especially since the scores were so friggin' close with
Fam.
everybody on the panel. think it was the closest.
It was very close.
Scores.
We had a
Ever.
tie.
Like ever.
Yeah, it was a tie for first place. And then we had who was it? It was Chris Fidello, who was basically off by 1 point.
Yeah, somebody threw this out there. Like, what the hell was we gonna do if there was a 3-way tie?
Oh, we haven't battled it out at the end. Easy. We've done that before.
Have we?
Yep.
With who?
We did it at the finale or something one time. I feel like we had people battle it out. There could only be one winner. We had it happen. This is like our second time we've ever happened.
Though? I don't remember.
I'm not sure,
remember that shit.
but I know it happened though. We battled it out. Last beat for beat, and just made it happen. But I can say this, man, with all the technical difficulties that Soul experienced in like round 2 or round 3, I thought he wasn't gonna make anything happen, and it came back, fam.
That's why I tell everybody, don't let one round discourage you.
No.
After Stu, anything can happen. Anything.
No waves were working. Nothing was working with his system, but somehow he pulled it out the bag and made that work. And I guess the other story is Eddie Random from the Suicide Squad just got nominated on the panel by his group. You know what I mean? He's amongst other great producers as well, but he got nominated. I haven't heard Eddie Random at the studio in quite some time. Came through, did a lot of his beats live. Was it like live with Machine?
Yeah, he was twisting knobs and all that,
making that happen. It looked impressive from where I was sitting. So, and he was just demolishing shit from the get go, man. So shout out to Eddie Random from the Suicide Squad and Soul, man. Congratulations, you guys are in a finale that we will see you guys December 2nd. We're gonna put tickets on sale top of November.
Shit, probably this week.
Cool, there you go. We heard it first from Artificial Wavy, man. But really, really good time, man. I'm looking forward to the finale because we have a hell of a panel. But outside of that, anything else that we got to say to the folks?
Nah, but if you plan on coming to the grand finale, what we usually do is put the tickets out for way cheaper early. So if you get them early, you get the cool people price, yo.
And I heard, because I know, we're in discussion slightly, but I heard there might be a chance for a wild card slot at the grand finale, so that you might be able to show up and you might be able to leave with $1,000 that night. But we'll see how that plays out, because I got to talk to the creators of the Stu Beat Showcase first to make sure that all happens. But yeah, man. Dimitri, you got anything you want to say to the people, or can we just get into these beats?
Let's just get into it.
All right, cool. With no further ado, all right, y'all. So check it out. What we do each and every Sunday here at the Beat Club Podcast is we have a place called thebeatclubpodcast.com where producers can go and upload as many fire beats as possible. That's right, as many fire beats as possible. We take some of these beats and we place them in a folder and play them for the first time ever on our show. We give our feedback and decide if we're going to keep or cut the beats. All beats that are kept get placed on a fire instrumental mix that we release called Writer's Block. And that's just a way of showing love to the producers who participate. And big shout out to Beatmakers Boutique for helping us reward dope beats from dope producers as we search for our beat of the month. Get nominated and you could win a free sound pack from Beatmakers Boutique. Make sure you follow them on IG and show love. And for everybody that's involved on social network, as far as Facebook and Twitter, do know that we put up a poll on Twitter for each and every beat, so you can cast your vote and let us know if you would keep or cut it. As well, if you're on Facebook, feel free to put any angry faces, thumbs, smiley faces, or just comment and communicate with the culture, because that's just what we do. All right, and look who we got in right on time, man. Motivate, man. Hi, Corinne. You go and say hi to me one day.
One of these days.
One of these days. So yeah, I think that's about it. How you doing? Good. We got Toni Morgan in the building. We're gonna get into these beats first, man. Matter of fact, hold on. Before we get into these beats, Marin,
yo,
you doing okay?
I'm well, man.
Your ears tuned and everything good right now?
I'm ready for it. I feel like I ain't been here in a minute. What up, Dimitri? What's going on? Yeah, I feel like
it's been quite some time.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
Yeah. And we got the lovely Toni Morgan right here next to us. Hey, you ready to listen to some beats? I know you just kind of dropped in. All right, cool. So with no further ado, man, who we got? Who's the first on the chopping block?
All right. So first up, we got, this is A-Side with Gold.
All right, let's take a listen to right now the Beat Club Podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go. Club, let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat?
I'm not.
You're not? No? No
It's a
cuts?
keeper. It's unanimous.
It's unanimous out the gate. Any feedback on it whatsoever?
I think it was a good way to start the show.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It knocked.
I didn't know. I mean, I thought it was cool. I just didn't know how the mix was all together. At times, it sounded like it could have been better.
Yeah, I couldn't tell really.
But I think that's the only thing I would kind of pick beef with when it comes to this beat. Just the mixing, just a little bit. But outside of that, pretty much unanimous across the board.
Yes, sir.
People online are saying I'd keep it. Dope. So unanimous, easy.
Keep it.
Who we got next, fam?
Hold on. I'm blind. Oh, damn. Can't see the song.
It's real when you gotta like increase the size and like
Yeah,
squint.
I want to look real old. I'm like,
like
yes. But next up, we got Feel Good from the Beat Villains with Damn Son.
all right, let's take a listen to it right now. The Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
All right, Beat Club. Let's talk about it. Artificial Wavy, man. How you feel about this beat?
Yeah, so I gotta cut this one strictly because it sounds dated, and you know we hate using that word here, but it just sounds like that time when Little John was popping. And this is my guy, Feel Good. This is my guy. He obviously knows how to put together a beat, like progression and all that stuff, but it's just the sounds and yeah. It's just the sounds.
It is the sounds.
It's just the sounds.
Sound
That's
selection.
it. That's it. So I gotta cut it.
I would definitely say the sound selection for sure. I feel like if they substituted the sounds for something just a little bit better or something that knocked a little bit more and left them in those same pockets, we might have a completely different beat altogether. So I'm gonna say cut it. Motivate Marin said cut it. Toni Morgan, what would you say?
She's snipping.
You guys can't hear it. That is a cut it. So it sounds like unanimous across the board.
That was a silent cut.
That was like, damn. People said didn't like the change up. That's not bad right there. I'd keep it, but you got Smart Boy, got the slice, man. So it sounds like a cut it. It's all about balance, man. We start off with a keep it, back up with a cut it. Let's get one more in there, man. Who we got next?
So next up we got Trippy Pizza with So Fly.
All right. When's the last time you said that as a man? Like, I'm feeling.
Probably like 2011.
That's a while ago, right?
Yeah.
I hope this isn't 2011-ish. We'll give it a shot, though. Let's take a listen to it right now. The Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go. Was it when that 3-6 Mafia stuff was up? So fly. Was it around that
I
time?
don't remember years, yo. I got the worst memory.
Are we good? Is it? We can't
It's not playing.
The Beat Club.
Skinny bowl. All right, beat club. Let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat?
I'm not cutting it, but I almost wanted to when it first started. It was just like, once that second part came in with the bass line and all that, that's when I got into it. It became a vibe that I liked. So I'm gonna keep it.
All right, Motivate Marin. Did you hear enough?
Yeah, I'll keep it.
All
It's
right.
cool.
Tony, did you hear enough?
Yeah, I heard enough. I liked it. I liked the energy of it. I wasn't initially won over at first, but
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Oh, sorry. I was a little too comfortable. Kicking my feet back. Yeah, I wasn't initially won over at first, but I feel like I really like the energy, so I'm gonna keep it.
All right. We got people online saying, cut, more cut. Sounds dope. I'm fucking with it.
So random.
Yeah. I'm in between, man. I wasn't super impressed. Wasn't super moved, but it was okay. So, I mean, it's gonna get kept anyways by majority vote, so I guess I'll keep it. It's all right.
Damn right.
So let's keep it from around the room.
Yes, sir.
Another unanimous.
Keep it.
Easy. All right, man. So let's take some time to introduce our guests and get to know our guests, man. We got Toni Morgan in the building. Can we clap it up one time, please? For the listeners who don't know you, let them know who you are and where you're from, where you're representing.
What's up, everybody? My name is Toni Morgan. I'm originally from Toronto, Canada, the 6, representing. But I live in Boston now, so I'm in Boston. And I am the founder of an organization called the Beat Academy, which was founded in Toronto. But I live a whole bunch of lives. So in Boston, I do a little bit of Beat Academy and a little bit of other things. But yeah, no, happy to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. How long have you been doing the Beat Academy for?
We started in 2012, and then we got official in 2014.
Oh, dope.
Yeah.
What is it exactly?
So we're an organization dedicated to showcasing and educating producers who want to make money from their art. And so we started as a showcase. And so like guys like Eloquent were like the first people to showcase in our shows. Fresh Kills, Memorex, Toolman from Tribe Called Red, like a bunch of people we just kind of would get together. And I don't make music, but I'm definitely a mastermind when it comes to figuring out ways to get artists connected to a larger audience. Mm-hmm. And so that showcase turned into opportunities to start traveling the world and producing these events. And so started getting involved with Boy Wonder and OVO and Wonder Girl, and things just kind of went bananas. So yeah, so a lot of our alums have produced for some of the world's, most loved artists: Rihanna, Jay-Z, Eminem, et cetera, list goes on. But
awesome. So
yeah.
do you have to be from the 6 in order to get involved, or how does that work?
No, not at all. No, I mean, shout out to, we got people in Dallas, we got people in Houston, we got fam in LA. Really, it's just so our battles are organized by regions, and what we do is when we connect with those regions, we organize ways for people to network, because the thing I think the thing that I found most successful in my own career is like my world opens up when I meet someone from another place and then they show me their world, right? And so that's what we've been trying to do. So you don't have to be from Toronto, but you have to be willing to travel, because we function and operate as like a pop-up. And that's because we want to make space for the networks that already exist locally. So we're never trying to like infringe on any other people's territory, but we want to draw attention and build momentum around that. So the reason, like for example, when we did LA during Grammy week, like we collaborated with a bunch of people from LA. And that made things so much easier, for the producers to come in and just like walk into a studio. Because it wasn't like, where are you coming from and what are you doing? So yeah, so you don't have to be from the 6. You have to be prepared to travel. You have to be willing to open up your network, and you got to be prepared to take off, because so far a lot of the producers that come into contact with us, like their careers take off. So
what naturally, what is their age range? Are you guys kind of accepting anybody who's just in the production game, or is it something where it's kind of more to just the youth? Or Who do you play to?
It's a broad range. So I would say if you're old enough to get into the club, we'll take you. That being said, I have escorted. I've had for battles, like I've definitely escorted like 17 and 18-year-olds, into the club so that they can compete in our shows. But we do a lot on the education side of things. We do workshops, and a lot of science teachers mostly call us in to do like workshops around like the physics of sound and like STEM related type of things. But we focus on, we call them like hitmakers in the making. So producers who are already committed to their craft. They're like learning from YouTube. Maybe they went to school for it. And so they have a little understanding of the technical skill, or have enough of an understanding. But what they want to know is like, how do I go from like just having the technical skill to like being dope? Like, how do I connect to people? How do I build an audience? And so the Beat Academy really focuses on how to do that.
That's all. What about your life kind of led you into kind of focusing on the production sound, like the production side of things? Being that you said you don't make music,
right?
So what led you there?
So I'm gonna try to be really brief about that. So you guys remember 8 Mile?
Yes.
Yep. Okay. So before I did beat battles, I did MC battles. And before the internet had voice and video, I was an internet rapper.
Oh, so, what was your name?
I'm not even.
You gotta share. What's your name?
Ain't gonna do that.
Already revealed.
Did it have
too much.
MC at the beginning?
No.
All right. Okay.
No.
Just checking.
It had lady at the beginning.
Okay. All right. Got you.
But I was trying to think about like where to get beats and how to get beats, and that's where underground hip hop became really important to me. Sad that it doesn't exist for y'all who don't know. But I started by doing MC battles, thinking like I could live vicariously through everybody on stage. Cause life was also at the same time like really crazy for me. So like I was producing these events, but like living in a shelter, and was like, okay, I need to get my life together. But I stayed connected to all these people because I could really identify with the hustle. And so my gift is being able to organize people and like make a show work, make a show pop, like make something that seems kind of regular, like really interesting to people.
Yeah.
So before 8 Mile, we were doing our shows, and we had done them for about 1.5 years. And then 8 Mile, I think, came out on like November 22nd or something in Canada. And our last show was December 6th. So like we had built like almost 2 years of like crazy momentum, and these guys like popped and took off. Right. And so then the question was like, okay, so for everyone who's a battle rapper, like if I want to make the next move, like where do I get beats from? Like, who do I work with?
Yeah.
And so I held that, like I kept that for a while and was trying to figure out what to do with that. And then a couple years later, with like Junior T and Rich Kid, who are local Toronto cats. Junior T is the DJ now, and one of the producers for Jesse Reyes. But I was like, yo, what if we did something that only focused on producers building audiences so that artists could find those producers and then they could build their sound together, right? And so we created a live beat battle. So it was like live NPC, like just on the spot battle. And so, that's kind of how it led me to music production. But then like once I was there, like it was like, this was a no brainer. Like this is where I need to be. So been there ever since.
That's dope. Well, thank you just for coming through to the show. You know what I mean?
Thanks for having me.
This is awesome, and I hope we can pick up some more gems from you throughout the show as well. Because I'm just happy to have you here. That's awesome. There's plenty of gems. We're gonna get back into some beats though. Artificial Wavy, man. Who we got next, bro?
All right. So next up we got Beats Banging.
Why does that sound familiar?
That's the homie that was the last one.
Possibly.
Oh, from New York.
Yeah. He did come from New York.
That came with like the big giant CPU joint.
Oh, came with his whole.
Did you watch his Instagram that night? You didn't watch his. Oh man, he was funny.
Yeah, he was. He was funny. He was clowning himself.
Yeah, that was
that attitude though.
That's the perfect. Like I commend him for that because like he didn't take himself too seriously. Like he was never like upset. You know what I'm saying? Like he was just like, you know what? I'm gonna roll with the punches. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. So yeah, I do remember him.
All right, cool. And what does it be called?
Yo Lung.
All right. Let's take a listen to it right on the Beat Club podcast. Keep it to cut it. Let's go.
Roll it up, take the pulls, touch. Roll it up, take the pulls, touch. Roll it up, pulls, touch. Roll it up, take the 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 pulls. Pass
The Beat Club.
that blood. Take the pulls, touch. Roll it up, 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 take the pulls, touch. Roll up the blanket, how you do? Roll up the blanket, how you do? Roll up the blanket, how you do? Roll up the blanket, how you do?
The Beat Club.
Touch. Roll it up, take the pulls, touch. Roll it up, take the pulls, touch. Roll it up, take the pulls, touch.
Beat Club, let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat in this room? The faces, no? Nah? This is like this face of like, Everybody has a on their face. What is that?
The whole time I wasn't sure at first, but nah, it grew on me. I'll rock with it.
So let's talk about it. I mean, what grew on you? What had to grow on you? Was it?
I mean, I think I just had to put different airs on. Like I think based off the title, like I think I might have been expecting something different. But yeah, like once it started, like it was like, oh, okay, this is the zone you're going in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But at first I was just like, I don't know. Then the bass line came in and I was like, all right, word.
Would you bring this to the gym?
I'm in. Huh?
Would you bring this to the gym?
To the gym?
Would you get
Hell
some cardio in?
Class.
Yes, man.
Yeah, maybe a spin class. I don't like that vibe for a grown man workout. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? That seemed kind of like Richard Simmons.
Yes.
You know?
Yes. Have your leotards on deck. So is that a keep it, man?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it.
Artificial-
I was thinking safe keep it, but I'm not gonna throw my safe out there yet. I'll keep it. I'll keep it straight up.
Artificial, man. What's popping?
It's a keep. My only beef was with the transitions between each part that just went from here to there. Like it was crazy, but still had my attention, so I'm gonna keep it.
People online are saying house beat, huh? Hey, I like the hook, but not feeling the chops in the verse. Different. Thumbs up. Tony, do you feel any different?
Yeah, it feels like it would be a really good contender for a battle beat. It would definitely it would like throw people off and then get them hype.
Yeah.
So I think and I was like, I liked it. It made me think of Tiana Taylor. So if there was like enough space in the beat, you could probably get a Tiana Taylor like work kind of thing going on.
Yeah.
I was doing dance moves. Y'all can't see. But
Well, they can see you.
Facebook got you.
So that's a keep it?
I would keep it.
All right, I'm gonna say the same. I was actually pretty surprised by just everything. The tempo. I like music that gives you that type of energy and gives you that type of vibe. So I'll go with a keep it, man.
The Cuddy fan over there. You can hear Cuddy on it. Did Cuddy do something on it?
Cuddy can hum on anything. Pause, but yeah, he might be able to. You know what I'm saying?
Super pause.
This is a super pause. All right. But yeah, I'm just gonna say that's a keep it. We have at least 4 pause moments in the show.
Yeah.
Like it just happens.
Yeah.
It's okay. That's one.
Yeah, the pause game is good for podcast purposes.
Who we got next, man?
So next up we got Big Fish First Official with Yuck.
Ugh.
All right. Let's take a listen to it right now. The Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Beat Club. Let's talk about it.
That's a unanimous keep it.
Unanimous keep it from everybody in the room. That's what we
I
saying.
felt the energy.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Keep it.
Shout out First Official too.
It was yuck.
My guy. Yeah, yeah. First Official's cooking right now.
Oh yeah.
I was in the studio with him last week.
Hear a little something?
Oh my goodness.
I'm happy. I'm happy about that.
This guy's cooking. Yeah.
Yeah, as we can hear, you know what I mean? I love a beat that makes us shut up a little bit. Like, yeah, like, all right, we can't really say nothing about it. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Oh, man. Who's next, bro?
So next up, we got Caleb Lee.
Is this a new person?
This gotta be. I ain't never heard that name.
Alabama.
And I guess this is called Be Him.
All right, cool. Let's take a listen to it on the Beat Club podcast where producers are heard. Let's go. Is that a good damn? Beat Club, let's talk about it. Motivate Marion said, damn, what's up?
Damn. Like, because it's just close. It's I think I'm gonna cut it. Not yeah,
Cut
but
it a little bit?
yeah, I think I want to cut it a little bit. Not yeah, I mean,
What was it? The chops? Was it not
the
knocking?
chops were very good. It was knocking, but then the chops, like in the transitions, the chops got really busy.
Yeah.
A lot of things started happening. And then the main thing that like killed me about it is that like at first I kind of got it, like the absence of the snare. Like there's a snare there that's like pieced in like with the chop of the sample. Like I get what he's going for. So it's like this subtle snare that's there and it was working, but nah, man, we would have benefited hearing a snare. Like it needed a nice snare with a snap, with a pop, like that. It needed that. You know what I'm saying? It was working at first, but as the beat progressed, it was like, nah, we need the snare. So for that reason, I gotta cut it. And yeah, like the main chops, the main part of the beat was actually like enough. Like there was enough excitement in it to where it didn't necessarily need those particular changes that happened to me. Like it started to get too busy after a while.
Okay.
But it definitely had that knock. It had that feel. So I kind of hate to cut it, but yeah.
You gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, man.
Yeah, I gotta cut it.
People online are saying needed drum fills, snare is yuck, and shaker hat is annoying. Needs to filter that high bass line out and replace with a lower octave artificial AV. How you feeling about this?
I feel like the overall vibe was dope, but the sounds, certain sounds, like everybody else is saying, just needed to be changed, and it was cool. Something about that kick I liked though.
The kick was
like,
there.
Like it just needed to be like turned up or something.
There was just
but
no snare to complement it.
It was like that gut punch, like boom, boom. I like that. But I'm gonna cut it.
Tony, you feel any different? They usually agree a lot of the time, so I mean, we're okay with disagreeing. But
Yeah.
how do you feel?
I would keep. Oh, right. I would
Lounging, chilling.
Yeah, right. I'm chilling. I'm really relaxed. Yeah, I would actually keep it.
What's up?
But it's because this is gonna sound. Actually, this might be a reason to cut it. But it just feels like like it feels like it was going somewhere. Like it feels like I felt like it was gonna get somewhere, and I guess I'm being optimistic about it. so I would keep it because I feel like it's solid enough to progress into something really dope. And I feel like it's just a good foundation to work from. But I don't think I dislike it enough to cut it.
So you keep it a little bit.
Keep a little bit.
That's what it is.
A little bit.
And
I'll say, like, as the, like, listening as a woman, like a woman who's just like, would I play this? Yeah, I mean, I would play it. So I'm also thinking about, would I just like pop this in and like just vibe to it? And I would.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna cut it. That's it. It just didn't move me. I hear everything you guys are saying and such. I do understand that, it felt like it was going somewhere, but it just felt like I was on a rotary for way too long. I never got off. So yeah, that's a cut from me. Cut from the Geminis.
So basically, I'm Paula Abdul right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. You on your own
You
island.
can do it.
We call it Tony Island Population 1.
Wow.
Sounds like a. Keep on submitting though. That one just ain't gonna make it. Then. Dang. That was his first time, right?
Yeah, keep
Yeah,
submitting.
yeah,
That's
yeah.
I definitely
Definitely.
never seen that name before.
All right, let's go one more. Who's this?
So next up we got Non Plus with Prowler.
All right, all the way from CT. Let's take a listen right now to Beat Club Podcast. Keep it a cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
All right, Beat Club. Let's talk about it. Anybody keeping this beat?
No.
Can't keep this one.
Why so? Anybody wish to speak on it? They're chewing, so I guess it's just us. What happened?
Nah, I just felt like it didn't really move us in here today. I don't know what that noise was. That was like
Some
arpeggiated.
transformer or something. I don't know what it was.
that kind of threw everybody's face off.
Definitely.
But something on it.
Yeah, poorly.
Yeah.
But I think for me, even before that, I love dark pianos, keys, but those just weren't working for me.
Yeah.
Like, you know me, man. I hit the low
Yeah, I
side
know.
of that
Yeah.
keyboard anytime.
I mean, I can understand why you named it Prowler.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it, like I get it, but it just didn't quite connect.
He's talking to Marion. He said
that's-
that's exactly what it was.
That's Non Plus.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Yo, Non Plus, you've been sending beats that like I give it up for like diversifying the game. Like lately you've been like, I think last week you sent something that was like, or not last week, but the last time we were here. Yeah, you've been sending some different shit. So salute to you, bro. But yeah, this one just wasn't. Yeah, I see what you was going for too, but it just didn't. It just didn't connect with me either. The drums are cool.
Yeah, we good? I'd cut it. That noise completely just threw me off. It just was like, I'm eating food on the plate and I came across someone that can't make potato salad. This shit just...
Or you found raisins in it.
Raisins in the
I've always passed by the potato salad with the raisins. I've never tried it before. Don't want to.
Don't do it.
And potato salad should not look like this. Right? So when you see the tater salad looking this color,
like a white napkin.
Yeah, pass.
That's how I felt. That's how I felt about that sound. It threw off my whole plate and everything like that. So I'm gonna cut it. Everybody else cut it?
Yeah.
Cut it.
We need a break, man, because I feel like we've had a couple of cut-its. And we need to cool down from the cut-its and get back to the whole keep it thing, man.
Well, I had to keep it. I was just outvoted.
Yeah, that's
so
overall,
I feel fine about myself. just so y'all know.
Oh man.
Oh, so let me ask you this: being around just the producer community alone, have you even tried to dive into music, or you kind of like, you know what, I'm gonna let that stay in that lane, and I'm gonna do what I'm doing to connect the dots?
I know my lane. I mean, of course I try. Of course, like. I mean, when we've done like workshops with kids, like I'm in almost every class, I'm always there. So I definitely tinker, but that's not my gift. That's not what I'm brought here to do. So yeah, I can help curate a crazy battle. That's what I can do. That's what I'm good at.
Well, now let me talk to you about beat battles in general, because we do beat battles as well. How important are they to just the producer community alone, through your eyes and in your opinion? Especially when developing talent.
I mean, so they're really important. So we put a lot of pressure, as I'm sure you guys do, on like producers just like being ready, right? Like, so we spend all of our energy. Like we have the format, and the format is what it is, but we spend a lot of energy making sure the right people are in the room, so that when that opportunity happens, they are ready. And so in that way, I feel like battles are really important, because to be honest, the way that we frame it to people who don't understand the battle community is we call it like a job fair. And so we're like, yo, these guys are going to bring their best. I mean, our format is a little different because we do team battles. So one person standing at the front doesn't necessarily mean that they are the only person that touched that beat. Yeah. But it's a representation of like their sound, or maybe like they played more of a role in building the beat than the rest. But battles are really important, because for us, they're the opportunity, rather than like sitting someone in a room and saying, listen to this beat, keep it or cut it, right? We're like, come to this event. Like we do it all. Like you have a t-shirt for your team. Like we get jerseys for the team. We get people who buy the team's jerseys, so they're rooting for their team. Cause the whole point is to build a community around the producer, right? And so you could stand on your beats alone, but it's going to be lonely for a while, right? If you have other people who are like, yo, I know what your sound is. I'm coming to see you. I want to support you. We're from the same city. We're from the same team. Let's do this. And so that's been really important for us in getting producers connected, because like what happens when we travel is like a battle will happen, and then we do a whole bunch of stuff. Like we do networking events, we do like in-store events, we do all kinds of things. And then like the PRO, so like ASCAP in Canada, it's SOCAN, will also pop in and we'll be like, hey, can you like support this person, because they're like, we're trying to make something happen with them. And like with a few of our producers, they're like, sure, we'll cut you a check so that this producer can stay a little longer, so that they could extend their trip, for example. Nice. So they could work in the studio or whatever, right? So it's like the battles become a really good catalyst to just like bring the entire community together. And so we spend our time making sure the right people are in the room, so that when producers get that moment, like they can just run with it. So
is that one of the, I wouldn't say perks, but like I seen something where I guess you guys had Team Toronto versus like Team Texas.
Yeah.
When developing these teams, are they all different types of producers from the area that don't know each other coming together to represent Toronto, or is it like one team that's just doing it in Toronto getting sent to battle people in Texas? Like how do you guys come up with the teams?
Yeah, so the producer community is so small that everybody knows each other.
Yeah.
So the way that we do is we like do an open call, people submit, and then we have our internal committee. So I don't play a role in picking who's on the team. We get people that we would consider like we trust their judgment, and then they choose the team, and then we announce the team. So sometimes they know each other, sometimes they don't know each other, but for each different battle, and we'll have repeats, like people know. We'll have people that come, show up again, but then we'll have new faces. So we mix it up, and then each team in their respective cities will work on their music and then come together and battle.
And what is it? Oh, you guys make them do stuff on the spot as well?
Not anymore. So the focus, because we do team battles, we're really focused on like fostering that sense of collaboration. So like anyone who knows Wonder Girl knows that her drums are disgusting, right? And so like, do you want to, like, you could listen to like 8 Wonder Girl beats, but wouldn't it be dope if you got like a Seven Thomas who's produced for Travis Scott, and he produced work for Rihanna and whatever, right? Like, got him with Wonder Girl's beats, right? Or Wonder Girl's drums rather, right? Like that, like you want to see what happens when you bring different people in the room and like what kind of sound that produces. Fresh Kills, who is the performer, the guest at your last the last show, or last year rather. I mean, we gave him, when we did the live stuff, like we gave him routines that he's touring our like routines from our shows, because we just really force, like, it's the whole, you know, pressure creates diamonds kind of thing, right? So so that's kind of that's the format, is like we work on the teams, each team works in their space, and then they come together. And of course, like the Toronto versus Texas one was crazy because it was in Texas. Texas reps so hard for their community, like they love and are loyal, and Toronto still won, but it was a hard fought battle, and that gets the community excited, right? Like like we had all, like J. Cole's team was in the room, like there are all kinds of people who are in the room who are like, we're just, the energy of this makes us want to be a part of it, you know? So
let me ask you this, just with the workshops alone, do you guys teach producers actually how to go further with these networking possibilities? Because a lot of producers don't talk much.
Yeah.
They kind of just like play the music and then they go kind of huddle off in their corner or whatever it is. Is that something that gets introduced to the people that actually come through to
that's a
Academy?
requirement. That's a requirement. Like when we were like one of the things that is key for me is like every producer needs to figure out how to make an EPK. So like we say, you know what, you can find, like, we'll figure out how to write your bio, and that's what we give you. I'm gonna write your bio for you, but like you got to put it together. Like figure out what you've produced, where you're gonna host your body of work. Like think about what you're gonna call your beats, because that's important in how you brand yourself. And then we're gonna find a photographer for you, and you're gonna take some headshots, and we're gonna put it together on a PDF, and you're gonna send it out if people wanted to get more info about you, or if you need to throw it on your website. So yeah, that's like, and that's also why, I mean, we have a really good relationship with the PROs, the performing rights organizations. Because we're like, do you understand how royalties work? Like, do you understand what a split is, and like what your split is if you're in a room with 5 other people and you're the only person making the, you know, contributing to like the instrumentation of the song? What does that mean for your cut, right? Like, who do you have that conversation with? And that's core to what we do. We actually focus less on the technical skills or the hard skills of production, because we trust that there's enough of a community out there. YouTube is out there. You could self-teach. Like, the technology is such that it's so easy to figure out if you want to figure it out. But the stuff you can't figure out is like, how do I cross over it so that I can like make money from this, or get connected to the industry, or land a placement in a TV commercial or in a video game, or with an artist or whatever.
I'm very, I mean, for lack of better words, I'm very fucking impressed. I think it's awesome because, I mean, we've been around producers for years and years and years. I mean, we've been doing the show for quite some time, and there's always things that we notice producers can work on. And you know, this producer may need to work on this a little bit better. Some people might need to work on their mixing a little bit better, but we haven't met everybody on this list, and I'm pretty sure there's still some things they need to work on, like filling things out correctly, because they don't do that. Is there something that is common across the board that you've come across as like, you know what, this is a big thing for producers, and the majority of them that come across need to work on this area? What would that be?
So stateside, so when we did a Canada versus USA battle, and it was 12 on 12, and I think like 9 of the 12 producers, and they were coming from all over the country, hadn't had never had a passport. Like that was the reason to get a passport. And like the more we like popped up in cities, they're like, I just needed a reason to get to the city, and I didn't know any, like, this is my reason now. Like, you guys are creating reasons. Yeah. And so like aligning that with opportunities to like connect and network. So some people will be like, oh, I'm going to go to New York. And we're like, what's happening in New York? Well, there's just like a bunch of publishers there. Why don't you go to like an event where you know people are going to be there so you can network? Like, if you're going to invest your money in traveling, I noticed that like people are like, I just know that there's someone there that could make something happen for me. So I'm going to hope that I'm in a diner and I happen to meet, like, that's not how this works, right? Like, if you find a place, you find an opportunity, like people, and also knowing the right ones to go to, right? Like you can't go to South by and think anything's gonna pop for you, right? Like you can't go to South by Southwest and think anything's gonna pop for you unless you have an artist wristband, which is like $1,000, right? So you just have to be strategic. And so one of the things I noticed is that producers, when it comes to like try to figure out how to make something happen for them, they're not strategic in like how they're going to use their resources, where they're going to be, and like being very clear about who they want to meet with, because they have the music. Oh, and the other thing is like this is for the older producers, don't hand out your beats on a CD. Like, stop doing that. I don't know. It still happens, and it's not a whole bunch of people, but it's enough for me to say right now, like, nobody put your CDs away. Like, that's not how we work. So yeah, that's the other. That's
USBs and business cards. What do you recommend instead?
A USB, but like a really, so there's a producer who has an MPC USB. Like it's an interesting USB.
Yes.
Like it forces you to look at it. Yeah. So it's not just like a Staples label, like a generic thing. It's something that extends to your brand, right? Yep. Like you have to think about branding. And in this age, like as a producer, you have to think of yourself as a brand. Even if you have 0 followers, you should always operate as though like you are a complete package.
Well, there you have it. A bunch of gems during the first half of our show. What we're going to do, we're going to take a break. Probably eat some of Marin's food over here that he brought in for us. And then we'll be back with Toni Morgan and some more gems. All right?
Soundbridge Academy has created the first affordable, in-depth online music production certificate. We provide you with the knowledge behind the features, empowering you to use any plugin or production software out there because you understand its components and how they work together to create sound. You will learn sound design, audio processing, composition and sketching, arrangement and structure, and mixing and mastering. Don't spend thousands of dollars. Get the best education for a fraction of the price. Our free trial requires no credit card and includes unrestricted access to our course, the Digital Audio Workstation, which will give you all the basic knowledge required to start producing today. You are not expected to have any previous production experience and can learn at your own pace with lifetime access to the courses. Sign up today at soundbridgeacademy.com.
Yo, this is Toni, and you are listening to the Beat Club podcast where producers are heard.
Okay! We back! What's up, y'all? Let me move this over here. I got too much stuff going on. We gotta get Marin a computer or a screen or something.
I know it's like I feel important.
Just something so you can push buttons, you know what I mean? Just push buttons, family.
Shit, but nah, man.
Oh man, we're back from the break. Hopefully you enjoyed your break, whether it was, getting something to drink, rolling something up. I don't know what you do in your spare time, but hopefully you're locked in for another hour with us. We got some more beats to play, man. So I just want to know who's on the chopping block next, man.
Anybody from Canada on the chopping block? Anybody from Toronto on the
Yeah.
Do we?
Let me take a quick gander.
6, where you at?
Dang. You got a couple from UK, DC, Cali.
Okay, whatever.
I know they listening.
Wait.
No.
All right, cool.
Nah, yeah.
Where we at, number 8?
Yeah.
All right. So this is
this a new person?
gotta be, because I ain't never said this shit
Whoa. Okay. You got that, bro?
before. Nah, I don't got that.
All right.
Well,
Is his name is Blunt?
The name of the beat is Atroph.
I thought it's heightrophobia.
Height.
Hold on.
Atrophobia?
Yeah, atrophobia.
There's a
Like
big
fear of
capital.
Nah, look
Fear of
now.
H.
There's a
Look
capital
now.
H.
Look now.
What that is?
Heightrophobia.
Look now.
All right, you got our attention. Whoever you are.
Yeah, the H ain't in the.
The person's name is Blunt Object.
I get Blunt Object. Okay.
I feel like we're on like a Family Feud panel, discussing this. Heightrophobia.
And they're from the UK.
All right, so let's take a listen to it right now on the Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
Get up that ladder. Push me, Abbott. Don't push me. Come on. I'm scared to go up high. I get heightrophobia. No, I don't want to come go. Oh, don't push me. Oh, come. You can't make me do it. You can't make me do it. He do it.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Yeah. So
Sort of like
you already know. If I throw my hand up, that means I'm cutting it.
Yeah, we
Flag
started
on the
talking
play.
about other shit.
He's like,
Yeah, it was cool, but it was just like dead and uninteresting. So
but it had Bugs Bunny at the beginning though, fam.
don't matter. That's my guy, but nah.
So that's
Yeah.
a cut, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
The strings are actually dope. Like the
Yeah.
string part was super dope. If you like worked around that, like and started over like around that string
Yeah.
section, the string sample, that it could be a dope beat. But what threw it off for me was just the drum, the drum loop sound. The bass line was like off. I don't know.
Yeah.
So
my energy went down.
yes,
All right. Tony, you keep it a cut in this beat.
I'm cutting it.
Why so?
I wasn't engaged. I mean, I was curious with the little Bugs Bunny situation at the front, top of the beat, but it didn't really lead me anywhere. So
Tony came in here all professional with the earplugs and shit.
no, I actually like my eardrums.
For real? You beat them
they're
up?
a little damaged. I
Yeah.
have not been taking. Yeah, that's another thing. Producers
People have been telling
protect your ears.
Yeah, nah,
That's
that's
a
real.
health
We all need
issue.
to do that.
We need to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
and yeah,
Well,
it's crazy.
If we get a better sound man, we definitely need to do it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Wonder Bar.
not you, Dimitri.
Sorry, Dimitri.
And I mean, shit. If you talking to me, that used to be like at all the dance hall spots in front of the speaker.
Next to the speaker.
I used to be
Yo.
in front of the. That used to be my place to be. I have to be in front. I gotta feel the the vibration.
I be telling people like, yo, I don't know how you stand
Yeah,
right
if
here.
you,
For
if
your
you
eardrum
travel
shift.
and listen to music, you
Yeah,
like, the way
Yeah.
yo, you have to take care of your ears.
Yeah.
We gotta get some earplugs, fam.
Yeah.
Speaking of earplugs, so is this beat cut?
Yes, it's a unanimous.
Yeah, it got plugged.
Yeah.
Who's
of
next?
ears.
Michael Myers came through like.
Who's next,
so,
fam?
So next up we got Izzy the Kid, and this is called God damn.
Y'all in these names, man. Hold trip to
I thought-
Calabasas.
Trip
I
to
thought that was the
Calabasas,
name of the
okay.
beat. I thought the name of the beat was Goddamn.
Nah. And then he labeled it Trap Soul as well. So
It's a trap. All right, yo, we're gonna take a listen to
With
right now the
soul.
Beat Club podcast. Keep it a cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
All right, Beat Club. Let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat?
I'm gonna
Oh shit.
safe keep it.
Why so, Marin? Why not just keep it?
Because I feel like it needed something. It needed a few things to kind of definitely, like, I felt like it needed some more percussion in there to kind of change the pace up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, to give it more movement. It needed a little more movement, but I like the pace of the beat and I like the space. The space was dope, but it needed something to add a little more movement, and it could have used a little more, like, musically too. Like it sounded like it was building up to something more musically. Like I could have heard like some keys coming in. Okay. Like it just sounded like, you know, it was a dope foundation, but I just wanted a little more. So I wouldn't cut it, but yeah, I'll pull out the safe. Where we at? Beat number 10?
Something like that.
Yeah, I can throw out the safe.
This is why I don't like when he goes first.
Because he says everything.
I was keeping it. Now you got me like, damn, maybe I should cut it because I hear because I hear that shit now. I hear like it should have progressed a little bit more. Yeah. Like even if it was just the chorus and just got like it built up, and like Steve Skyline said, if it had a steady hi-hat, it's cool. I hear that now, so I'm cutting it.
Word? I didn't see that.
No room for potential around here.
Maybe you agreeing and all. Tony,
but I was vibing though.
Keep or cut this.
So the title of the beat was a good signal. Like I was like, okay, like you already told me where to go with it. So it actually sounds like a trip to Calabasas,
the suburbs of Cali.
Yeah, like it really
suburbs of LA.
So I think in that way, like the execution was really good. But I would have also have liked to hear like I think I would have liked to have heard keys on that. I think. I don't know. I think the pace of it, the energy of it was really good. But yeah, I would still keep it though. I would keep it. I just would encourage you to add something to it. But it's solid enough to keep.
All right. So what's up, baby?
Nah.
Oh, okay. You're like, yeah, more to say. I felt as though it was definitely a vibe. I hear what you're saying on the keys as well. I feel like if an artist was to be on it, if an artist was to be on it, their voice could actually play along with the keys or kind of take along the same melody and such. I fucking Marin, man. It's like I'm trying to stick to my guns with like what he said is just pulling me back in. I guess I don't really like it when a producer gets like one of those audio loops and just decides, hey, I'm just gonna throw some percussion on it and not do anything else to it. And I understand the safe keep it because of it. Because if they did something else to it, it would have sold it for me. So because he said a safe keep it, I'm not gonna give mine. I'm just gonna say keep it, but you could do better next time. So that's a keep it for me. Tony, you kept it?
I kept it.
Safe keep it from Marin?
Freddy Krueger over here.
Yeah. Sounds like AV Island, man.
Keep it.
It's a good beat though.
You saying that though, like, what do you think about? How do you feel about like the loop thing, like loop packs? Like, I never used to pay much attention to them until recently, but like, for instance, I like Short Fuse and I keep forgetting he changed his name. KR, where he calls himself Andre X now.
Yes.
They when they were in Europe, I was watching them on live.
Yep.
So they started engaging with me. They're like, yo, so they're trying to cook up a beat together, and KR's pulling out all these loops, and like they're like super plush, like they're just like they're like playing out everything. Like you don't need to do shit. And Short Fuse like, yo, man, get them loops out of here, yo. Get them loops out of here. I want to do everything from scratch.
Yeah.
And KR's argument is, shut up, nigga, you sample. What are you talking about?
It's the same shit.
But it's not. In my opinion, it's not.
What is your okay?
So because first off, you have to find the source material.
You did by paying for it, and that's why you have it.
No, you have to find it. No, it wasn't. No, it's
like
given unto you.
For it.
Yeah, you hunted for it. It wasn't given unto you.
It's the art of it.
First off, and then you actually physically had to do it.
Yeah.
And you had to chop it and find the pieces that you want.
Yeah.
And manipulate it. Like, dog, this dude's like, I need a bass line, and it's like a bass loop, like playing, like this shit's crazy.
So I guess my opinion on it is, I work with those from time to time, but I feel like you shouldn't just settle for what you were given. Do something.
Yeah,
else
you got to
to it.
manipulate it. Yeah,
Like I
you
was
have to
working with the
manipulate it.
Lightfoot pack, and
Yeah,
he has some loops
exactly.
in there as well.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like just because the tempo is 103, boost it up to 150. Do something
Exactly.
different with it. Like add something to it. Don't just take someone else's. Like think of it as sauce. Do you spice up your spaghetti sauce, or you just take it fresh out the jar?
I don't use sauce out the jar anymore.
All right, wrong person to talk to. You don't cook, Tony. You cook.
I cook.
All right, spaghetti sauce.
I always add my own flavor to everything.
You have to.
I never trust anything that comes straight out the box.
And that's what it is. It's straight out the box. It's straight out the jar or whatever, but you guys aren't adding anything else to it. And giving drums, bass line and stuff is cool, but do something else extra to that, because there's another person that has that same sound pack that's using the same exact loop as you are, and their percussion is different. There's nothing really separating the beat outside of just your percussion. And I feel like if me and you use the same loop, I'm going to make sure people don't recognize what I used and what you use with the same exact thing.
I know. I struggled with that. With Lightfoot's pack, he had a couple of loops that were like, I was like, damn, do I just use this shit?
No, for one of them, I took it and literally was like, yo, I'm just going to low pass it and just try to just snatch the bass out of this bad boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, on that Lightfoot joint, I used one of his drum loops, but I added my own drums in there so you get a little bit of a different
Make
feel.
it yours. You can't say it's your spaghetti, your secret spaghetti when you're coming fresh out the jar with the spaghetti sauce.
I was like, damn, I got to hide
Stop
some of this
using
shit.
the jar sauce, people out there.
Fresh ingredients, man.
It's so trash. Like once I started making my own sauce, it's just like, dog, you can't go back. You can't go back. And it's so easy.
Yeah, it is.
Post the recipe.
Huh?
Post the recipe.
Just put some. It's mad easy. I'm like, have you ever seen that dude Thug Kitchen or whatever? I'm like that dude. I'm just like, I just throw shit in the pot
and let it work itself out.
That's literally all it is.
If it grow together, it go together.
Yeah,
Shoot,
man.
make it happen. But that's just how I feel about it. I won't hesitate in buying extra loop packs and such like that. But I feel like you need to do more with them. You're being lazy if you're just dragging and dropping this drag. You might as well just, I don't know, use GarageBand or something.
Yeah, if there's anything I stay away from, it's them fucking bass loops. Like that shit annoys me. Nah, play your own fucking bass line if you do anything.
Yeah, I stay away from it all, kind of, really.
All right, well, for everybody else that uses it, like me, don't listen to Aiden.
I mean, I use them too. You just don't know.
I mean, you just don't want to be in a situation where like you're like, yo, look what I just like did, and then they're like, wait, that sounds like you never want to be that person.
Exactly.
That shit's embarrassing, bro.
Yeah, it
that
is.
shit's embarrassing.
Yeah, you're supposed to chop that shit up. I mean, for drums, it makes sense.
And
Like, yeah,
like-
chop them shits up.
And who was it? We used MSX Audio one time, their sound pack, and they exactly what you were talking about. Like their loops are plush. They have every instrument imaginable in those sound kits and stuff that they have.
Yeah, and the one that we had was it wasn't a construction kit. It was like the actual.
These were compositions.
Yeah,
these were full blown compositions,
So
and it's
when
like, yo,
we were chopping that shit. I was like, damn,
that is like a sample.
I don't want to use this shit.
I'd approach it like a sample. I was like, I'm gonna chop this
that's
up like a
pretty much
sample.
what it is, yeah.
You know what I mean? Not just let me throw some drums over it, but yeah. All right. Well, thank you for asking that question, Mary. Nah, it's a good thought. Who else we got, family?
So next
Let's
up
get
we got Bootleg. What's the name of this beat?
Vegas?
No, Ego. It's at the end. All right.
Okay, cool. Let's take a listen to right now. The Beat Club podcast. Keep it a cut.
I feel like I ain't heard a bootleg joint in a minute.
It's been maybe like a week. I mean, we haven't been here for like almost 2 weeks.
I think somebody played one during the battle too, right?
Possibly.
That's right. Doing
Yeah.
for tune.
So let's take a listen to right now. The Beat Club podcast. Keep it a cut. Let's go.
The
Club. Let's talk about it. All right. Anybody cutting this beat?
Nah, I'm a cocky.
No, wait, hold on. We're not gonna talk to Marin first. Tony, how you feel about this beat?
I would definitely keep it. There was, I really like the vibe of it. I love the tambourine. Like that. I don't know. It just caught me. I was just like, oh, is that
church?
Yeah, I like it. So yeah, I would keep it.
All right. Artificial AV, man. What would you say about this beat, bro?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. My only beef with the beat was like the chord progression placement. For me personally, just kind of was like, but overall the beat still had a good vibe to it, so I'll keep it.
All right. Motivate Marin, man.
Just keep it, man.
Yeah.
I ain't got shit to say.
I gave away my safe. Keep it already.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I keep it. There's enough room for an emo artist to do their thing. You know what I'm saying? What would Drake do?
Cry.
What would Drake do on it?
No, sir.
What would Drake say to that?
I'm sorry. Just the idea of Drake crying. I'm sorry. Like if you opened up the door and you seen Drake crying, would you close it? You'd be like, dog, what's wrong?
Like, oh, that's just Drake.
He's like, I'm upset. All right.
Stupid.
What's going on, Marin?
Nah, I mean, keep it.
Just keep it.
Yeah, simple.
I thought it was cool.
Need a little more, but it's cool.
I did feel like it needed a little bit more. One thing I can say though, just from listening to this person's beats from the time we started this show, I always like to hear artists progress, grow, and try something different. And just knowing sometimes that when you try something different, it doesn't always hit, especially not right away. But it seems like you're developing like a nice little sound for yourself, man. I like it a lot.
Something different's going on in your life.
Yeah, I don't know if
what's
it's
happening.
I don't
What's
know
going on,
what
brother?
you
That's
smoking
very
and what you
selection,
drinking.
which is like
Yeah,
always
selections,
when
though,
things are
yeah.
happening in your life.
Yeah.
You listen to
Man,
selection.
you ever
that's
been
true.
angry and make a beat, fam?
Yeah.
Get pissed at my fiance, man. I go make a beat. Nasty. Nasty. Exactly, fam.
You sound like some old 50. Like.
All right, so we're gonna go. I guess I'll keep it as well, man. So keep it from around the room.
Yeah.
Yes, son.
Unanimous.
Deserves to be on the mix.
It's not too bad. And I was just telling AV and Motivate Marin here that the last time we were on air 2 weeks ago, when we took all the beats live, we ended up having well over like 17 keep it's.
That's a record.
That is a record. So that's our new
17
record.
keep it's in one show.
It's amazing. So
Shit, we've had writer's block that didn't have 17 beats on it.
yeah, from the month. That's
Like,
crazy,
you know what
right?
I'm saying? We've had a month worth of beats that didn't reach 17.
So Tony, we were talking off air when people didn't hear, but you, outside of just Beat Academy alone, you are also a speaker and
She's an educator.
an entrepreneur altogether. Can you just talk about that for a second? Because I like to show different sides to people, and you go ahead.
Talk. Okay, so in Boston, okay, so let me talk about the speaker thing. So one of the things that I have managed to successfully do is draw attention to things and people and interesting things that seem mundane. And so I was saying earlier when I was doing the MC battles that I was doing it while I was living in a shelter, and that was kind of a narrative that really stuck with me. And so it was kind of like, oh, there's this girl who's like kind of homeless but putting on beat battles. And that just like opened up the door for me to do like a whole bunch of things. And so I helped like launch a hip hop feminism course at a university. And that led to like doing a whole bunch of stuff in the education field. And that eventually landed me in a place where I decided I was going to go to grad school and then crowdfunded to do it. So if you guys know like Kickstarter or GoFundMe or whatever. So I went from like this girl who used to live in shelters to like deciding to go to grad school. And I went to Harvard for grad school. And so the narrative was homeless to Harvard. But I crowdfunded and I managed to raise my tuition in 2 days. And so that meant that...
Hold on one second. Can we put an air horn real quick? Fam, I'm trying to pay off Navient and Sally Mae in 30 days. And I can only toss a little bit. That's
blessing.
crazy.
It was cool. It was really cool. But that just, I mean... I mean, before that crowdfunding campaign, I crowdfunded for Beat Academy, and we also launched a viral campaign. And so I'm not a crowdfunder, but I understand how to talk about something that gets people excited and gets them to care about it. So I'm a speaker in that regard, and people ask me about like what the journey was like going from that, like from homelessness to Harvard. But then also people just want to know, like, how are you able to raise that kind of money in 2 days? Like, what did you do? So I talk about that. And then the work I was doing at Beat Academy became really interesting to people at Harvard because there's nobody out there talking about producers and beats and any of that in any Ivy League, like for real. So then I eventually found my way into the world of like music tech, creative tech. And so here in Boston, I'm the managing director for a center called the Center for Law, Innovation, and Creativity at Northeastern Law School. So that's what I do. That's what I do by day.
I'm interested in like the story. Like when you talk about, I mean, there's so much. I'm sure there's so much like before Beat Academy, but like what I'm hearing is like to be living in a shelter. I hear my daughter calling me. To have like that passion for music or the passion for the art and culture to fuel you, to get you through that situation and take you to the next level. Like, what happened before then? You know, like what was part of that journey, like right before that, like right before Beat Academy, like, you know, like, not to get all up in your business, but get all up in my business. Get all up in your business. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because to have that type of drive, like, how did you end up in that place and then for you to fight your way out of it? Because I think that's an important story to be told, because a lot of people that contribute to this show are going through those kind of things. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, I think out the gate, like, I have always had a bad relationship with school, like always. Like I went to school and teachers called the police on us, right? Like that was just for hanging out at school, like not for doing anything but like being kids. And so I've never, like in my head, like very early on, I knew that in my head, I just believed that education wasn't going to be the thing that was going to help me. Like I was like, teachers aren't here for me. The system isn't built for me. I need to figure out another way. And so like being an entrepreneur to me was the way to do that. And I didn't know how to do that either, but I knew that people could take me at my word. If I was like, yo, I'm trying to build this thing. If I build something that makes sense to people and gets people excited, then maybe people will join me. So like there is an organization in Toronto, that's called the Remix Project now. But before it used to be called IC Visions, Inner City Visions. And that was started by, a guy who we were the same age, but it was Toronto's first hip hop rec center. So like anyone you see come out of OVO, like we all start, anyone that you see is popping, like we all kind of came out of this hub. We were like the second generation of like music entrepreneurs or creative entrepreneurs. So for my life, like I decided, I was like, okay, high school doesn't want me. I'm not going to fight my way to stay there. So I dropped out of high school, lived in a shelter, joined a youth organization and was like, yo, what can I do? And people started trusting me with like things, right? Like they're like, we have a project, take care of it, like launch it. And I was like, do you trust me to do this? And then I got really good at it. So people started hiring me, like people started paying me consulting fees, right? And then like I just had the right advocates and the right supporters around me so that like when I got kicked out of school, so I got kicked out of school multiple times. And then when I finally dropped out of school, my vice principal was like, you're never going to get a university degree, so you should just like be a hairdresser. Like that's literally what she said to me. And I was like, okay, cool. Like clearly this is not the place I want to be. And so, yeah, so like everything that happened before that, and like I'm like the eldest of a very young family. Like my mom just broke 50 and I'm 35, right? So about to be 36. So like my family's young. So they already, like the school already had their idea of who they thought I was and who my family was. And they weren't gonna like cut us any breaks, right? Like they were just like, you're like the rest of them. You're going to be a statistic. And thankfully, like I had my mom, but I also had community that was like, once I found the right community, they're like, oh, we're not letting you go. Like we're going to hold on to you and like trust you with a whole bunch of things. So, So I moved out of the shelter, got involved in like a whole bunch of like youth activism, youth organizing. It was the same time as like an election. And so like I was like challenging politicians because I was like, I have nothing to lose, right? Like, I'm like, what are you doing for our homeless kids? And they're like, what? Why? And I was like, because anything you say, you talk about my life, right? And so that eventually turned into, at the same time, like a lot of interest in like youth, like social justice stuff, which connected to hip hop. Yep. So like we had IC Visions doing its thing and like becoming Toronto's first hip hop rec center at the same time that like I was finding my voice as like a youth activist. And then at the same time, like there was an infrastructure that was kind of being built around us because people are looking at us like this is like before social media. Yeah. So all we had was community radio because Toronto didn't have commercial hip hop radio. So we had community radio as like our network. Like we had to figure out like who our allies were there. And that was like just a very underground, like grassroots community, so that by the time like I hit 20, it was like, oh, like I had completely pivoted out of believing education was going to help me with anything. And the only reason why I decided to go back to school was to figure out how to turn Beat Academy into the thing I wanted it to be, right? Like it wasn't like I care about education and I've always worked in the education space. And as a professional, like that's where my success is in Toronto. That's what my projects have won awards. I've won awards for that. But I've always been interested in the ways that like people teach themselves and do for themselves and like figure out how do we build infrastructure so that people have the freedom to do that. So yeah, that's kind of, that's the nutshell. That's the nutshell.
That's how she felt about education, and now she's an educator.
That's how it happens.
Yeah, it'd be like that.
Kinda.
That's
gotta be the change you want to see.
So let me also ask you this: in your opinion, why aren't there more women pursuing producing and engineering?
Oh man, because this is a cliche answer, but it's like, it's a man's game, right? Like, yeah. It's just and it's not like, oh, nobody's actively thinking about how to include women or anything. Like I work at a law school. I do, my focus is like cyber law and intellectual property. And even that space, it's like a very like white male space. But in my center, most of our faculty are women. And that's considered incredibly rare, but everyone had to find another way there. Like there are like our faculty are humanities professors who then got law degrees who then focused on cyber law. So whereas like guys can go straight into it, we have to kind of dance our way into the space so that we have like the credibility and the experience and like we can bring something to the space. And so I think that it's just I think one of the reasons why is you don't see as many women is because nobody's like clearing the path for women, right? Like we get pushed into like my best class was coding and statistics. Like in high school, those were the classes I was good at. But I got pushed into the humanities because girls don't do that stuff, right? And so that like it wasn't like someone said that to me directly, but it was very clear in the way that I was getting recommendations for what to do in school or what to drop out of or what to think about as my future. Like I was the kid, who like when I was getting kicked out of school frequently, like I was teaching myself how to build websites. Like that's what I was teaching myself how to do. And that was considered a terrible thing. Like anyone that caught me, they're like, oh, look what you're doing. Like you're wasting your time. I'm like, what do you want me to do? So I'm going to age myself. But like I went to high school when there was typing class and I was like, you understand that like, I am so beyond this. Like I am coding the back end of a website. Like this is something you guys should be celebrating. Like not trying to threaten me, like threaten to kick me out of school for. So I think that the way that we like socialize women and men around like the things that they can do, like even like there's just like subtle hints that it's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't take this path because no one seems to be excited, like as a woman, excited that I want to do like coding and statistics. Like now it's all the rage, but like, in the early 2000s, as like someone who's part of that transition generation between like when there was internet and when there wasn't internet, in school and like in your life, like that was like it was almost a no.
So what would you say to the woman who's sitting in front of her MPC or her machine or whatever, then she's been making beats for a little bit and might have in the back of her head kind of being discouraged about maybe not making it in the game? Do you have any words for that person?
Yeah, this is going to be a bit unconventional in terms of my advice. So like one of the ways that I was preparing myself to make the decision to apply to grad school, to Harvard, was like I need to put myself in a situation that makes me feel very, very uncomfortable, that forces me to stay there anyway. So I started playing ball at the Y with all the guys. And that was my way. That was like, I know that someone's going to try to, I don't hoop like that. Like, I played ball, but like, you guys know, like, pickup games, like, people are pretty serious about their pickup games.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's going to be the thing that I throw myself into.
Yep.
And I'm going to figure out the discomfort and then figure out how I feel about that. And that's going to help me make my decision. Right. And so the one interesting thing happened is I consistently showed up every single week. I showed up, and like, people eventually, like, I was just part of the group. And so one day there was this guy, this new dude who popped in, and you know, we had to like, it was a new game. I get up and he's like, what is she doing? And I looked at him and I was like, whatever. I'm used to this. And then he's like, no, I'm not playing. What is she doing on the court? And everyone's like, what do you mean, what is she doing? She came to play. What's your problem? And these guys had never spoken up for me. I'd never had a conversation with them. I barely knew half their names. A lot of them definitely didn't know my name. I literally only knew the Y staff. That was the only person I knew I got to know. And in that moment, I was like, and so he was like making up a fuss. And actually one guy was like, yo, this girl shows up every single week. She works. Like, she's like, what's your problem, fam? If you don't want to be here, find another court.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's what happens when you just like show up. Like, when you show up and people know that like you're committed to like whatever the game is, you're prepared to play it, people respect that. So I think with women, it's the same thing, right? Like, just be prepared to be uncomfortable, but like, people are going to see your talent, or they're going to see your consistency, or they're going to see your drive. And eventually, like, people are going to speak up for you, right? And so they're going to make it easier for you to exist in that space. Even if it's going to be uncomfortable for you, people are going to make it a little less comfortable because they see what you're bringing into the space.
Big ass gem drops mic, kicks it across the floor. That was a whole, man.
Yeah.
I'm replaying that shit back. If I ever have a daughter, I'm playing that shit for her too. Just letting her know.
And shout out to the Y. Shout out to all the guys at the Y.
You know what you should have did?
Yeah.
You should have, if you guys ended up playing that pickup game, you should have dunked on homeboy. Or crossed them. I don't know how your handle was.
Well, I did get everyone's respect when I blocked a shot. Like, I swatted some dude, and I didn't mean to, but I was just like,
You
so
stared him
into
down?
it.
Did you stare him down?
Like, bop! Like, I just swatted. The whole bench just got up, and so
Like
I
a
think after that they were
stepchild,
like, "Oh, she's yeah." After that, I had their respect.
So check it out. We're gonna play a couple more beats, man. I think we got enough gems. I'm in good spirits right about now, so I'm hoping for a keep it.
Yeah.
Who we got next, man?
That story hit me. But next up we got Controversials with Try Again.
All the way from Houston, Texas. Let's take a listen to it right now on the B Club Podcast. Keep it a cutter. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat Club. The Beat Club.
Rock with him.
All right, Beat Club. Let's talk about it. Artificial Avy, man. How do you feel about this beat, bruh?
Like I said off air, whenever they start sampling shit from when I was growing up, I'm getting old. And usually,
How your old ass feel?
Usually I'd be turned off towards shit like that, but nah, I was kind of rocking with this one. rocking with it. There was only like one noise in the beat that I was like, maybe you could have turned that down or toned it differently. But other than that, I like the bounce.
All right. I mean, it's not difficult to have bounce when it's sampled from Timbaland.
Timbaland, yes, I understand that. But
You
still,
know.
it didn't sound like the other shit.
True.
Had a different, way different bounce.
All right, so I'm gonna catch this person mid-bite. Tony, how do you feel about this?
Grimy.
Yeah. Yup. Cool. Yup. All right. We're going to motivate Mary, man. How did you feel about that? Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. It didn't really move me. It was cool, but yeah, I kind of felt like it's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you. Yeah, it felt kind of like that.
That's what it was.
Oh, that's what it was.
That was the sample.
That was a
Oh, they
sample.
just straight. I didn't think
Yeah.
it was like a straight sample. I thought it was like they played it over and it sounded.
That's what it was.
similar.
Nah.
Okay, well, yeah. Damn. Well, yeah.
Do I need to turn it back up? Or?
cut it? No.
Oh, shit.
See?
All right.
You did exactly what I said.
Tony's saying cut it. Everybody's saying cut it right now.
Well,
You kept it?
Yeah, I kept
Hey,
it.
you've been standing alone, bro.
That's cool.
I would say this. It was a good attempt. It does sound okay, but I wish you just would have done a little bit more besides that, like that rewind or that slow down switch noise that you're using, and that one part of the loop that you have. But I do appreciate it. But yeah, I guess like Avi said, we old, so I'm picky about shit like that. So that's a cut it from me. Cut it from the room.
What did you say
Except
the name
Avi.
of the dance was? The shoe?
The shoot.
shoot?
Shoot.
The shoot.
Like shoot.
Oh, the shoot.
Yeah.
Because like just now it was mad funny. The whole time you talking, I was like sitting there thinking like, what did I just do wrong when I tried to do it? And then I realized I wasn't kicking forward. I was supposed to be.
You gotta do it in the mirror. You need a full
I'm
length
supposed
mirror.
to be kicking forward.
You need a full
I was
length
like,
mirror.
putting my foot back and shit. I'm mad old. Now.
You sounded mad when you said the shoot.
Yeah, the shoot. What is that? What is that?
All right, so we're gonna cut this beat. I'm guessing
Yeah, AV Island.
all day.
That's cool. I got my other personality. Fuck you.
What up, Andy Parker, man? How you doing, family? Who we got next, man?
Damn. You know I can't say this.
Hell yeah, that's you.
Obscure beat with Heart of Gold. I don't know where they from because they didn't fill out the information correctly.
I know, and I've been giving people breaks with that too because something just says producers just don't read. But I think we need to. I'm gonna let this rock this time. This is his first time on the show.
I think so. I've never seen
All
his
right.
name.
So I say this: if this is your first time submitting to the show and you did not fill it out correctly, we need to know exactly where you're from so we can show love. This show is all about showing love, and we don't know where you're from. So please, the next time you submit, put in your location because if not, and if it won't be an MP3, you will not get played again on the B Club podcast. So let's make this happen, and hopefully this beat is fire. So let's take a listen right now to B Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club. The Beat
Anybody cutting this beat?
I'm not going. I don't think I'm gonna cut it.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
I don't really know what to say about this beat. It's like it's there, but it's not there. Like maybe it's the mixing. Maybe it's how you treated the sounds. Like things needed to knock a little bit harder.
Need more presence.
Yeah. Sounds could have been a little bit more plush, but overall, like how you organized the beat, how you arranged the beat, shit was dope. I mean, we were sitting here thinking of Lloyd Banks, Mixtape Banks. Any of them mixtapes he's put out in the past, like whatever, 5 years or so. Cold Corner. Yeah. I keep it.
All right, motivate man. You keeping this?
Himself into it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep it. I mean, I think it was, just. I mean, and for the fact that like I kept some beats earlier today that were kind of like.
You feeling bad now?
Not that I'm feeling bad, but I think it just has to do with probably like the way my ears are calibrated today, where it's like, it just needs to be on the mix. Like it will balance. This beat will balance out some of the shit that is making the mix off today, and it definitely it had that raw hip hop element, like where a spitter would make it work. And I can forgive some of like the sonics based off of this is the way we heard shit on mixtapes, bro. You know what I'm saying? And you appreciated it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just hearing like the bars. Like I'm hearing like I can hear Fab and Jada just murdering it, and it's like a regular beat. It's a backdrop to the bars. You know what I'm saying? Like the bars would be front and center, but this beat has enough knock to kind of keep the vibe going. That's what I felt like. It felt like real mix. Definitely Lloyd Banks, like you said, but any of them, any New York street rapper would murder that beat. So it was good enough.
Yeah, man. I think we're gonna start ruling you out to the very end of when we lap the table, dog. It just makes sense. Because I was sitting there I was like, I'm definitely cutting this beat. But then you made me think about something, and I sat there and I was listening to is it Beloved?
Beloved, yeah,
that
Davey.
tape is hard.
Yeah, that's some hard New York shit.
And when you were saying, I'm like, yeah, they could definitely be on a beat like this, and I would pay attention to it. But it would be from the interest of the artists on it. I can probably say the beat alone didn't move me at all. If I had an artist on it, might stand a chance. So I'm gonna just say cut it.
Yeah,
I'm gonna cut it, but I'm passing it to Toni. What you doing? Keeping it cutting.
So it definitely sounds very New York, but in that way, it also sounds dated. And so I'm cutting it.
So wait, is this cuts over here and those are keeps?
It's 50-50.
50-50? All right, so
what's social media talk?
We got to go to social media. So Facebook and Twitter, you guys let us know exactly what the deal is. I know people really haven't been voting on Twitter in quite some time when it just came to the polls. Yeah. A lot of you guys have moved over to Facebook, but we need to know what it is when it comes to this particular beat. And if not, we'll go to our man's back there, DJ Vodka, Dimitri,
Vodka,
to see what it is. But we need to know if we're going to keep or cut this beat. I don't know. I don't know.
I know Dimitri wasn't moved by it like that.
He wasn't. Oh shit! Smart Boy came through with the
Smart
slice.
Boy, so it's a cut.
How you get two knives? I didn't know that was an emoji. Now I'd keep it. Oh, we got balance.
Who said that?
Ali.
Oh, okay.
You from that era?
It was on the line, man. I don't know. Dimitri, man, would you let that one fly?
I think I cut it.
You think you cut it?
Let's roll with it.
And we got someone else that said cut it, so it sounds like a
executive decision. Cut it. Yeah, I'm not mad that it's not on the table.
Yeah.
Me either.
Let's get another one. Who we got next?
So next up we got
I need some flavor.
Surf Triple God.
I definitely got to listen to this show because I missed the answer to the last question, and
Yeah.
I'm curious to know,
Yeah.
so I got to listen.
Yeah,
I don't
it was
listen
a
to
lot.
every show. After a while, you stop listening.
You know what? Now you
I
can
never
listen
listened.
on Spotify.
Stitcher, Google Play.
And SoundCloud. We're everywhere right about now. And if we're not somewhere, let us know so we can be there too.
We gotta get on Tidal. But anyway,
Yeah, we do got it. Let's get on Tidal. Let me check Tidal. Hold on.
Exclusively on Tidal.
Let's find out. Tell us
How
who's
about an
next.
exclusive deal? You know what I'm saying? What's
yeah.
good? We could talk. We could talk exclusivity now.
Yo, you know what?
Why not?
That might be the play.
We got Toni Morgan here. What's good? How can we make that play? Let's make that play.
Let's talk about it. Get your business right.
You know, it's funny.
Who's next, Phil?
Hold on. You know it's funny when black folks go like this. You know they got some good shit. They got some good shit for you. I do that shit all the time. But anyway, so next up we got Andy Parker, or Dr. Parker, with Another World.
All the way from the UK. Let's take a listen to right now the B Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
If you step into his world with his mind, you will see it quickly change into a beautiful, exciting world of fantasy.
Another kind of world.
If you step into his world with his mind, you will see it quickly change into a beautiful, exciting world of fantasy.
Another kind of world.
Ooh,
Really dope. All right, B Club, let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat at the table?
Nah,
No.
that shit was fire.
Really?
Yo, Dr. Parker, that's my favorite Dr. Parker beat.
It was fire.
Period. Yeah, that's my favorite Dr. Parker beat. I think that's like my favorite like submission from you.
What made it your favorite though? Was it just everything? Was it instrumentation? Was it because the drums were knocking?
Yeah, the drum, like it just had that feel. It reminded me of like I felt like Mobb Deep. I felt like Tribe. I felt like but just in general, just based off of like all the beats that he submitted, and just hearing his growth and hearing the different type of vibes that he sends. That's my favorite zone from him.
Yeah.
That was dope.
All right, so that sounds like a unanimous from you guys.
Yeah, the beat
I
was
on the
present.
fence. I would throw a safe keep it out there.
If you heard Bandana P on that, man, you'd be like, that might change your mind.
I'm not listening to you anymore, man.
That shit was present.
Unanimous. Keep it. Who we got next, man? Can we get another one up in there?
We got 15.
Yeah, let me see. Can we just pick one, or are we gonna go with 15? Who's this?
That's up to y'all.
We from that person from North Carolina? Yeah, let's
Yeah, I
go.
wanna
They got
know.
the NC tag. I'm down. I'm down.
So this is Never High Sounds, where it be like that sometimes.
All right, let's take a listen to it right now on the B Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
The Beat Club.
this out. But Beat Club, let's talk about it. Anybody cutting this beat? Anybody else? Because Marin say everything, so
I don't even got nothing to say about it.
Just gonna cut it?
Yeah.
All right, why so though? Just
It was the drums needed to be tightened up a little bit, and just overall, it just I don't know, it just wasn't for me.
Yeah.
You know, that's all.
Tony, what's the word?
I think I'm gonna throw out my safe keep.
Yeah. Playing your cards. Why so?
Like, I don't know. Yeah, I like it.
I can see why now.
Right. Like,
I can see.
I like it, but there's something that's like off, but I'm not entirely convinced that it's off enough for me to be like, cut it.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's my final answer.
All right, so we got a safe keep. We got a cut. Artificial wavy.
I might pull out that safe keep too, because there was something I like about it, but at the same time, there was like something I was just like, man, sound like a layman's version or something.
I think you need to make a decision, man, because people throwing
I
knives.
safe kept it.
You safe kept? You sure?
Yeah.
All right.
It's almost the end of the show.
People online are throwing knives out there. I felt as though it was cool, but there was something missing. I'm not sure if it was more bass presence or something else to do with the percussion altogether, but there was something that was just a little lackluster. So for that reason, and I'm not accepting potential, I'm going to cut it. So I said cut it. It was a safe keep. Cut it from you, Marin? Another safe keep? You guys get canceled out. I think it's just going to get cut.
I was about to say that's like one keep.
There it is. We're going to cut it. All right, so we didn't have any Beat of the Week nominations whatsoever today. All right.
Nah, but if we skip, I think we might be able to.
I was actually about to wrap up the show unless you see like a certified
one more,
winner.
right? One more.
Right there. You think that's what the force is?
One more. Let's give that a try.
Mad pressure on this producer. Who we got, fam?
So next up we got Battle Axe, and this is called The Stereotype.
Let's take a listen to it right now on the Beat Club podcast. Keep it or cut it. Let's go.
Prototype. The Beat Club.
Anybody cutting this beat?
No,
I am not.
All right, everybody.
Beat of the week.
You putting it out there, Marion? So Marion put it out there for Beat of the Week.
Hands down, without a doubt.
Yeah. All right.
Yo, shout out Battle Axe for doing that too. Producers, see, we say that all the time. We say, yo, if you submit some shit, we critique it. Feel free to, rework it, cook it up again, and send it back through. And he started that beat here on a producer challenge. He had about 20 minutes. It didn't come out how he wanted it to come out, and he completely reworked it too. He blew it up.
I'm finding out that Battle Axe is about his breakdowns. He takes his breakdowns serious.
Yo,
that was a break.
that was
nice.
Yeah, the nod factor and everything.
The beauty of doing this podcast is I have access to all these beats.
Yes.
So
you calling it dibs?
I wouldn't use this. But I will play this though. Like I would, if I'm spinning, if I'm DJing, I would play this shit. Like as a, this is a good way to get this song off in an upbeat tempo. You know what I'm saying? It'll be a vibe, like in the club.
Yeah.
You play that shit, people. That shit will ring off. Like a remix.
Shoot.
Because it feels familiar, but it feels fresh. Like
yeah.
So you want to like ride with it because you're like, this sounds like something I know, but I'm gonna rock with it because I don't quite know it.
And then like later on,
So
he
you're not
brought
gonna leave
the
the dance
vocals
floor.
in.
Yeah,
New
exactly.
one. That shit was crazy. So yeah.
So I sound like, I guess Marin speaking it for everybody. Tony co-signed as well. Avi, I'm guessing you rocking with Team Gemini as well. We all keeping this? All right, man. So it sounds like a unanimous. Keep it. And that's a beat of the week, Marin, since no one's contesting that.
That's hands down.
All right. So we can turn that one down for a second, Dimitri. I just have two things I wanted to ask Tony before we going in the show. Your IG is full of some quotes, right? And I just want you to kind of elaborate on these quotes because AV typically gives away some words of wisdom towards the end of the show.
Okay.
And yeah, that's your thing. That's your thing. I just want to ask you this. You had put know your worth and then add tax.
Yeah.
Elaborate.
Oh.
Shit.
Yeah. So I think often, as someone who is constantly underestimated, sometimes you gotta let people know, like when you step into a room, you gotta let them know. Like, don't, often when we negotiate, like we're like, well, tell me what you're willing to offer. And I'm like, I'm not waiting for your offer. This is what I'm worth. And sometimes it's a bad, like it's not the right move, but like whatever you want, you put it in the middle of the room and then add tax to it because chances are you're still not valuing yourself enough. So yeah, I always tell people, like, don't give away your ideas. Don't give away your genius. Don't give away your energy. Don't give any of that away until you add tax and like really quantify or like add some like concrete value to that. So,
Jim.
Yeah.
All right. Here's another one. As you become more clear about who you really are, you'll be better able to decide what is best for you the first time around.
yeah. That's like, I think that's like from Oprah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It does sound Oprah-esque.
It's that level. It's like, you know, obviously like we're like, oh, if I knew now what I knew, you know, if I knew what I know now back then, I would have done X differently. And it's like, you know what? If you stay ready, right? Like if you stay ready, you can make the decision the first time the opportunity is presented to you. You can weigh all the options and go full force. So the quote that I like to connect that to is thinking about my own journey and my own past, like be more loyal to your future than your past, right? Like you got to think, you know, don't think about, you know where you come from, but don't use that to factor into like what you think you're worth now if it's not going to help you. So yeah, use all of that. Be more loyal to your future than you are to your past, and add tax to it, right? Like to connect it to the past quote.
Beautiful. So what we're gonna do, besides thank you for being a part of our show, is we're gonna pull up that beat of the week, Dimitri. We're gonna talk our talk. I'm gonna start it off with you. Just dropping any social networks that you have, any websites that you want people to pay attention to. It is all on you.
Okay.
So go ahead, let the people know what it is.
All right, you can find me on Twitter at SpeakToni, Toni. Same on Instagram, SpeakToni. And if you want to find the Beat Academy, we are the Beat Academy on Twitter, on Instagram, and on social media, we are Beat Academy Toronto.
Bet. Anything else you want to share with the folks, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little. I'm gonna big myself up a little bit. You could also catch the latest on Forbes.
Get
I did a little interview about again, this whole idea of like your self-worth and navigating spaces and being successful. So yeah, check that out.
Beautiful, beautiful. Can we clap it at one time, man, for Toni Morgan just coming through? Thank you so much. You know, while the beat of the week is playing, man, we got to go to Motivate Marin, man. Just let you know what it is. What's poppin', Marin?
Yo, thank you to everybody that came out to the stew last week.
Facts.
Very dope panel, very dope lineup of producers, good energy, dope performances. Shout out to Red Shade. She's incredible. Definitely got my eye on her and what she's got coming up in the future. She's a real talented MC, so look out for her. And yeah, man, like I always say, man, love is the answer and the cure, man. That's really what it's about. We have the stew coming up. The grand finale is here. We have our finalists. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to sit here and try to name all of them either. But damn, I'll say this though. Last year and this year, the best finale panel I could think of. You know what I'm saying? like these 2 years, just like total package. Crazy lineup of producers. So salute to all the producers that made it to the finale. It is Sunday, December 2nd at Wonder Bar. Make sure you go to thestewshowcase.com. And yeah, man, get those tickets. You can start getting those tickets from now. And I think
this week.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you know.
Sure, when the podcast release, they can get the ticket.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I think me and Luke's deliberated, and I think we're gonna have an open kitchen at the finale.
I think we might have an open kitchen.
You know what I'm saying? So there's still a chance, producers. There's still a chance. 2 more slots, maybe.
That is the discussion. If we're gonna add 2 more slots and give 2 extra people a chance to win $1,000 cash prize, a title belt, plus a bunch of stuff from our sponsors, man. So yeah, that might be a good idea, man.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense for us to do that and extend that love. And you know, just end the year off right, man. It's been an up and down year, but I thank all the producers, all the people, everybody out there listening, man. Thank y'all for rocking with us. Your continued support, man, it's much appreciated. And you know, we do this for y'all, man. You know what I'm saying? And you know, it's a perfect compliment, like, of each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're nothing without y'all, and ultimately we do this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So salute to all of you for showing love, submitting beats, coming out to the showcases, telling your friends, buying tickets, people that buy tickets and don't even come, and just like shit like that. Like, nah, that's love. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I appreciate that shit. And you know, just much more to come in 2019. You know, we're regrouping and we got some dope plans for next year. So just keep riding with us and just know, you know, that we'll be pulling up to a city near you. So that's it, man. Go to thestewshowcase.com for those tickets for the finale. And yeah, peace and love.
Artificial AV, man, any words for the people?
Yeah, I'm gonna shout out the producers on the panel. So first up was Jay Demers and Dougie Flex, episode 1. And then we had Boys Cry and 16-Bit Spit, episode 2. Episode 3 was Self Serve. And season 3 champion Elio. 3, right?
Yeah.
Can't remember.
They're gonna do some damage.
And then the past 2, we had Soul and Eddie Random. Eddie Random came back out of nowhere like Jason and shit.
He killed it too. He killed it. He murdered it too.
Yeah. So
it's gonna be
crazy.
Panel.
It's gonna be crazy.
That's a very tough panel. Shout out to Boys Cry, who's like kind of like the newcomer.
Yeah.
Like, who was kind of new to the whole situation. So if you listening, brother, bring your A game. Bring your A game. Shout out Dougie Flex too.
Word.
Yeah.
But nah, my words for today is about consistency is key. I think when Toni was telling her story about consistently going back to the gym and just showing her face and showing up and putting in the work, even though she wasn't really a baller, sometimes you got to do shit outside of your element just to show people and yourself what you're really about or what you can do. And I know that for sure because I've been doing photography for almost 10 years, and there's people that have hired me only seeing me work in the club because I'm literally there every fucking weekend. Never seen my work, never seen the pictures, I don't post them, nothing, but they just hire me because they see me all the time and I give off good energy apparently, and they book me. So consistency is key.
Like I said, I don't ever have any ill quotes like that after AV. I kind of toss it off to Marin and AV so they can kind of do all that. And having Toni in the studio, I definitely don't have to leave any quotes. I will just say that being uncomfortable or putting yourself in a place of discomfort is a road to comfort, or the comfort that you want for yourself, man. So in order to be successful, you gotta kind of just get into a place where you just gotta do what you need to do. You know what I mean? Like, want it as much as you want air. Make that shit happen. But besides that, I want to thank everybody that's been supporting us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, on all the streaming platforms. Once again, us even being on Spotify is a really big thing, because now not only our show, but even the Writer's Block mixes that we put out there to represent the producers will now be on Spotify, which means your beats will get heard by a bigger audience. So feel free to go ahead and stream, add it to your playlist. Let's put it out there so people are aware of the culture that we're trying to put on to folks out here. If you have a producer friend that hasn't submitted to the show, tell them about the show, because we're looking for more and more beats, more and more more fire. So because I can say it on the radio, I'm gonna say it right now. Shit.